This is Philosophy versus Improv, where two sages try to teach each other a thing or two, and maybe you, the audience, get something out of it as well. I'm Mark Linsenmeyer, guiding you through your philosophy journey today.
And I am Bill Arnett, also guiding you through your improv journey. I wish I had something better. But that's all we got.
Well, luckily we have an extra guide today. Nick, tell us about yourself.
I am Nick Armstrong. I do a lot of improv. I run a lot of improv spaces, Rise Comedy in Denver, Improv Utopia, which is an improv retreat for adults that Bill has helped us out with. And then I help a couple other theaters like House of Comedy in Sacramento and Crowd Work, which is a ticketing system that makes it affordable for us.
Well, all right.
That's me in a nutshell. And I'm an actor on the side.
Performer, gee, on the stage as well.
I mean, when I can these days, you know.
Yes,
I think that might. Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
You were just trying to remember what made you bring Nick up as we were discussing. I think it was just, are there any people that have a thing to talk about that's not a book that just came out, that they just want to talk about the book the whole time, but something that is substantial, but that is not just like a friend.
Yeah, the economics of the whole thing, and it could have come up, Mark. This whole notion of like, when do artistic choices conflict with artistic choices, or pardon me, artistic choices conflict with economic choices, and how do we square that circle or balance those things, or do we not balance them? And something probably came up about the economics of this whole thing. Like, well, there's no one I know better suited to talk about the business side of this thing than you.
Yeah, well, there is a lot of philosophy and improv in those decisions for sure. Sometimes you have to break your philosophies to save the business. Sometimes you can hold your philosophies tight, for sure. It's a very difficult job for sure to have to balance community with business and stuff like that. There is a fine line. And let me tell you, the United States does not make it easy to make those decisions a lot of the time, with how much taxes and everything that they charge you
Yeah,
to do it.
And I'm sure you probably have a license on top of license on top of.
Dude, we had a guy from the city come, do you have a permit for your little outside patio? We're like, yeah, we do. He goes, okay, do you have a permit to have chairs on that patio? I'm like, no, but we have a permit to have air inside of that like patio. I was like, what's going on? The patio police? Really?
Well, I just have standing tables. We have standing tables on the patio, but we didn't get the chair permit yet.
Yeah, I know.
And no coasters. We can't use coasters on the patio. That's another.
Oh, they're having too much fun. You don't have that permit. You only have dramatic fun out there.
I thought maybe a separate license was required for lying, right? That involved in any theater. You're not telling the truth on the stage. You're just lying to people, and then you have to have a special permission for that, because otherwise,
yeah. Well, you're not really the
dramatic license. A dramatic license.
There you go.
You're not really the King of Scotland. I'm on to you, so-called Macbeth. Who are you really? Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so there is a permit for everything. That's what I've learned.
Yes.
Well, for instance, on this, just talking about economics versus artistic or philosophical considerations, the original vision for this podcast, I think sort of inspired by Hello from the Magic Tavern, was to have, at least in the scenes that we do, to have sound effects, to have a background, to have some realism that would come up. And when it became clear that, that would cost money and we'd have to find somebody to do it, and I don't want to do it myself, and just even finding one sound effect is time consuming enough for me. If I wanted to occasionally do that, to web search and put the damn thing in, but to do that on a consistent basis, no way. So I don't know that there was a rationalization of like, we want to leave it in your imagination, but you could, you could bullshit something philosophically either way.
Yeah. You should get one of those things where you can just press buttons like a morning show,
Oh,
Just
yeah, soundboard. Yeah, 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 yeah.
soundboard, just like press a bunch of buttons.
Yeah.
Why is that chicken just crow?
Yeah, yeah.
This.
All farts and air horns, and yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
just you guys would be a great morning show. Improv and philosophy in the morning.
Yeah, 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 yeah. We'll do traffic on the eights.
Yeah. Traffic
25.
always bad.
Yeah,
So
that's always
I
bad. Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
what
yeah.
else? Yeah, that's my job,
Yeah.
just to tell you it's always bad.
Is that inbound or outbound? It's always bad.
It's
I
bad.
don't.
It's not gonna be good.
I just
You'll
got
waste
up
half
and
your
you're
life.
I just got up and you're asking me about the meaning of life. Oh, I can't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Before my morning coffee.
yeah. Why did you
gonna
get
make
up
me
in this morning?
improvise?
Yeah. Why did any of us get up this morning? Really, really.
That's how every show starts. It's like we got up.
Yeah.
Why did we get up? Why did we get up?
Today. What is today, really? What is work? Where are
Groundhog's
you
Day.
going? Not where are you going in your car. Where are you going in life?
Yeah.
So
Let's
many-
see. Today I got to decide whether the business functions or the improv philosophy functions.
Yeah.
Every day. Shoot.
So is there a particularly philosophical fundamental? Is there something in your lesson plan that you could sort of get us started with, whether it's an actual scene or just a bit of insight?
Oh, for what I do, or
Yes.
yeah. Well, I
That you
mean,
could
I'm a big
bringing your as a guest to this show.
yes, yes. I am a big community guy. Bill probably knows. So, like, that is my first and foremost. Like, I like connecting people. Um, whether that be teachers to students and they can get other gigs, or communities finding a place to hang out and have like a little bit of escapism from this crazy world right now. So I think our job is a little bit even more important nowadays, to have a stronger community, get people organized. And, we're just trying to do our best to work with other companies that fit our kind of philosophies, if you will, things like that. So all in all, it's about community for me.
Well, Mark, what I'm going to ask, the ancients, did they have anything to say about community? Did the ancients
Yeah.
have anything to say?
Well, I certainly the idea that man is a social animal goes back, Aristotle and such.
Okay.
But I wonder whether the current notions of community have something specifically modern about them, even if it's sort of a wistful, oh, don't we wish that we had more community? That was only with the dawn of the internet age that we could see what we were missing. That what back then, when when people went to the Elks Lodge every weekend or whatever the weird shit that they did before before we had modern entertainment and that allowed you to stay in your home. Yes, is there something? I mean, because what I see in the Old West, like, yeah, there's the saloon. You can go and gather your rumors before your quest at the saloon. I'm mixing genres here. But is that community? It seems like, in fact, you might start a bar fight, whether in a medieval or an Old West saloon.
Sure.
That doesn't
Yeah.
seem like very supportive community.
Yeah, I haven't seen a chair tossed in an improv theater yet, or like a saloon player, unless it's on stage.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, a community for improv, and Bill could probably say this too. It's weird. It's like we probably spend as a whole in improv, not too much on marketing, but like, but like then people just go, oh, I just found you and I'm surprised this is here. Now I'm surprised I have all these friends. It's just like an organic like growth into community. And then they're there and it's like a club. It's like a smoking club, but it's for comedy, and people just do bits at the bar, have a good time, and like nerd out about improv. So it's like one of those little subcultures, I guess, if you
Yeah.
will, of a community.
What would you say, and again, this is, towards this definition of community, what would you say are, without necessarily coming up with a definition, but what are the symptoms of a healthy community? And what are the symptoms of an unhealthy community?
That's a very good question, because we've had to deal with that for sure in the last 10 years.
Sure.
The healthy part of a community is being transparent and truthful, just
Okay.
like we're supposed to be in improv, you know.
Like everyone is transparent and truthful, or
Well, like the
the business
leadership,
entity, the leadership. Okay,
I
yeah,
mean, they don't need to know our budget and,
yeah, sure.
stupid stuff like that. But like,
Yeah, yeah,
we listen to them. Like, I was always like, just tell me what you want and I'll facilitate it for you, because
sure.
this place isn't for me
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
necessarily.
yeah.
Me to make a living, sure, and help and perform, but it's more for them. And I think a more toxic situation, and I've been involved in those, is someone that is not really running their place honestly, taking advantage of performers who are making a lot of money for them, say, and then not giving them anything, not even like a discount on a drink. I mean, that stuff is kind of old school, taking advantage of people. And,
Yeah.
we do our best to pay people for their time on
Sure, sure, sure.
stage. Yeah. There's
Well,
more in-depth crazy stuff, but
Oh, I'm sure. I was trying
we can go
keeping
for
it general.
hours. Yeah,
Yeah,
we could
keeping
keep
it general,
going.
big picture.
Yes.
Now those both involved leadership and the relationship between the community and leadership. Would you say are there any things that like what do you like to see? You walk into the room and it's supposed to be the clubhouse. What do we like to see? What do we don't like to see? I certainly have some opinions about this, but you've probably walked into a lot of clubhouses, and you can just get a sense of this is something's good here or something's bad here. Any of those things? Any?
Yeah, I mean, you just want to like when I walk into Rise, I just see people laughing, having a good time. I see best friends forming. I see that kind of
Sure.
stuff. I have a long term for that. When I walk into other places, it's desolate, maybe. You don't get welcomed. You don't know where you
Okay.
are, even though you've been like scheduled to be there.
Oh,
Like
sure, sure,
you
sure.
walk
Yeah, yeah,
and you
yeah.
have no idea. You just kind of feel lost, which is, we're improvisers, we could handle it, but there's stuff like that. But like, I do hate dark clubs. I hate very,
Okay.
like, even like just like dimmed, like very dark, like black chairs and black, like in the theater, fine, sure.
Sure.
But maybe in the bar and like out to the green room, just like bright places for people to think and like want to be there, rather than this deep, dank, black mold smelling green room that we
Sure.
probably all have been a part of at some point in our lives.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
well, from the chuckling demeanor that both of you have, I feel like I'm seeing a best friendship form right here on the podcast.
I'm trying to facilitate here, Mark. I want a good community on the show. I want a good
Yeah,
community on the show.
yeah. The show needs community.
Mhm,
A,
mhm.
a good community should be such that there's one leader of the call who can at any point expel any other member from the call, can edit them out completely, replace them in post. If there's a sort of a Me Too situation, but between now
Yeah.
and when this airs, we're gonna have to remove you and replace you
Oh,
with
sure.
a,
Yeah.
a different
Just like
name.
a lamp with like my mouth, the sound gargled in my face, like,
Yeah, yeah,
faded
yeah.
out.
Who was
Rick.
Kevin Spacey was removed from something, and who was
Oh
added
boy.
back in?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
there was
accidentally put Kevin Spacey for me. We're like, damn it, we got the wrong
right again. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
guy.
Maybe we
Yes,
just
actually, this is covering over the fact that this was originally a Kevin Spacey interview, and this is the overdub session right now.
if we just sit on this for a year, maybe. I'm not saying yes. I'm just saying maybe.
Bill and I are repeating the same thing that we said in that interview, so that it'll be seamless.
Oh, good. I'm glad
Yes.
I could be a part of it. I'm sure it's going to
Scripts
help my
too.
career.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Mark, you mentioned this whole thing about how life today is different than life, for the ancients, and how much like I don't know. In my mind, if I was alive in, 300 BC in Greece, I would just feel like, well, he's my family, and then there's my village, but then that's kind of, I don't know, community kind of chosen for me, and do I need to just kind of accept that that's my community? I mean, is there any option? Do I have options in 300 BC, or am
I think that is a live issue today. Right? Is the
Okay.
communities that I think we identify most with are communities that we do not choose. In other words, like when Facebook came out, I hunted down the people from high school. Do I even remember the last names of people from college? Well, I don't personally. Maybe other people are different. All people parents of kids that my kids that my kids played with, if they don't live around here anymore, it's very hard to, but those early communities, or maybe you're, in the army or in even, freshman dorm or any of these other things. I feel like that is where, yes, of course you choose among those your peeps, you can have found or built communities. But it's not quite the same as, your family.
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't you say back then it was a necessity too to have to like grow crops and like do things like that? I can just imagine them with stones, like it's like, some sort of app. They're like, just throwing stones to the sides. Swipe left on
Don't
these
break those things.
stones.
I want to see them. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
gotta
so
shuffle them.
I didn't even bring up work colleagues, which clearly, like, some places you might have worked, like, oh, that's a community. Maybe you'd want to have a reunion with them every once in a while. Some other places, like, I did not even leave a footprint there. Like, I got in there, I sat in my cube, I got the hell out. It seems so idiosyncratic. I feel like the federal government workforce community is not being respected in its community status right now. They're saying those are bad communities. Those are a bunch of liberals getting together and plotting against us.
This poor angry people.
Throw a giant net over it. Yeah, that's probably a good giant net.
They should all take an improv class.
That'll do it.
That'll do it. That'll fix them all.
I mean, that international aid agency, a lot of their budget that's being now said is waste in front of was for improv classes in other countries.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. We need to have improv classes here first.
Yes. America's first improv agenda.
Yeah. Should we do a scene, Mark?
Yes. I feel like this community spirit is filling me, and we should do something that reflects that, something to explore that notion of community.
Okay. We usually just do little scenes here, Nick, and have a chance to
love it.
To listen. But they usually do tack towards the philosophy angle, and sometimes people may take a very strict point of view on it, just to kind of kick it around and see what happens if someone does that. But I'm sure you'll be fine. We've had some non-improvisers who have done fairly well. All of our just setting that bar really high for you here.
Okay, good. All that pressure. There's people that have never done it that will probably be better than you today.
I mean, not better, but just give you a run. Give you a run for your money. All right. Did you have something, Mark?
So I feel like the neighborhood watch, this is an opportunity not only for us to protect ourselves from all those outsiders, but to just to spend time with each other, walking around late at night, coordinating, trading flashlights, just, it seems like a really good bonding, community building experience.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I mean, in my brain, when I joined Neighborhood Watch, I just thought it was just kind of keep an eye at your window, but you actually want to kind of hang out a little bit. Is that?
Yeah. I mean, when a group,
I got nothing much to do.
Yeah. Ideally, I think like squads of 5, wandering the streets from midnight to 5 a.m. Let's just make it 4 a.m. With beer and guns.
Two things that should go together. I mean, that's what I think of.
I generally have to work in the mornings. And I don't know. I don't want to be the wet blanket here. I really don't want to be the your parade here, but I feel like it's a commitment, isn't it? Isn't it a commitment?
Yeah, but it's keeping your family. Do you want your family to be attacked in the night?
Do you?
No, I don't. No.
That was a pause. You were like thinking about it.
I don't want my family to be attacked. I don't. Maybe I was just a little. I was surprised that the only way to keep my family safe was to patrol the neighborhood in bands of 5 with guns and beer.
I have a confession to make.
Yeah.
For the last couple weeks, I have been scouting houses and seeing how safe they really are.
Mm.
And I
Like
went
it's
into some
solo?
backyards. Yeah, just solo, just by
Oh,
myself,
okay.
looking around. And let me tell you, half this neighborhood, dangerous.
Uh, Um, you've been sneaking around in people's backyards,
And houses.
and
I see if they're unlocked, the doors. I jiggle the handles.
that's exactly what the neighborhood watch is supposed to prevent. I mean, that's like the opposite of neighborhood watch, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm trying to bring data to the neighborhood watch.
All right.
I
Well,
don't steal anything.
you haven't been using the Arsenal, have you? I mean, we got the truck. Hey, Bill, did we show you the Arsenal truck?
The Arsenal truck.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we got some rifles, we got some AKs, we got some pretty high we got a couple Glocks.
I'm just I thought in my mind neighborhood watch is, hey, if you see something out your window, call the cops. Is that not neighborhood? This sounds like a
It's just that we've called
paramilitary.
the cops too many times and they don't even take us seriously anymore. So we kind of have to really run this ourselves.
Yeah, Bill, I love how your family still sits down for dinner. It's really
Okay,
nice to
that's
watch.
gross. That's weird. That's super weird.
I'm just saying you have a safe house. You should be very proud of that.
I do. Were you? Please tell me you were outside and not inside my house when you watched my family have dinner.
Oh, I was outside then for sure. When you leave to work at 8 for the night shift and wake up early in the morning, that's when I usually go in.
Usually go in my
hmm
house. How many
hmm
trips does it take in my
It just
house?
depends. Well, you got a couple places. I got to check the basement and I haven't been able to get in there yet, which is good. It's very secure.
Well, we have an indoor cat, and she got hit by a car a few weeks ago.
Uh,
Does that line up?
did you see what car it was?
No, no.
Oh, okay, good,
My
good.
wife got home with the kids from school, and there's mittens in the road, and she was an indoor cat. I don't know.
I mean, I will say that I did see a cat door and that's how I got in one time and it was very unlocked. So I'm not going to say that could be very unsecure.
I mean, we could probably get the CC the footage if you want to see what happened to your cat. I mean, pretty much
The what?
everybody has the Ring
The
cameras
what?
footage. Of the street. I think any given 4 foot area, 4 foot square on the street is covered by at least 3 cameras. So if
Cameras.
anything, yeah, if anything is if there was anything afoot, if there was some sort of plot to kill your
Well, there
cat.
was a guy in my house, and apparently sneaking around my bushes while my family's eating dinner. Can we CCTV that?
Well,
I
that's
don't
not.
use bushes. I just look.
I mean, that's not the road. That's kind of up to you to monitor. It could be. Well, we could ask your neighbor whether they have any cameras that are aimed directly at your backyard. Because it's not a bad idea because it's crime tends to seep across fences. So
Mhm.
it's a good idea not just to vigilantly patrol your own yard, but all the yards around you and the airspace too. Drones.
Mm,
Can
mhm.
I opt out of these enhanced security techniques? Is that possible? Can I sign something that says, while I appreciate the good of the neighborhood watch, I don't want y'all in my house?
Well, we'll have to talk to the HOA about that. So,
I mean, I don't know anything about this. This is kind of news to me. You know, when we got that phone call that was like, I'm gonna kill you. I'm in your house. Nick, was that you?
I don't know, was it?
Oh, oh, we were.
It was
I mean,
me.
I was running around with 4 handguns. I was so
Yeah.
freaked out from that.
Oh, yeah, I was
You
up in Kevlar. I had everything on. I was ready.
my house is. We're gonna get swatted. My house is gonna get. Please don't do that.
Oh no, they're not gonna. The SWAT does not come to our neighborhood anymore. We called them way too many times. I mean, there was like a person who had a certain skin tone that I didn't like. There was a little oily.
Okay,
Let me
all
put it
right,
that way.
okay, enough. Let's not.
I'm just right, exactly. That's what they said. Enough. Stop calling in every time somebody. One person had a hat, and I found that very distressing because, like, what could be under that hat? Have you ever seen like the Harlem Globetrotters cartoon where the guy has all this stuff in his hat? You could have a gun in your hat. Actually, it was his hair, but when you got that much hair, it's kind of like a hat.
Yeah. I've seen definitely a fast draw hat. It's like, and then you're there.
Wow. Well, thank you, I guess, for keeping my family safe.
You're welcome.
I think we're done now with. I think
Right.
you can move on to other houses and
Well,
move on
thanks
to.
thanks for being part of the community.
Hmm.
It's not optional. We'll be watching you.
Yeah.
Scene. Okay. All right.
Scene. I
Very fun.
have a quick story about this because
Oh.
I just so growing up, I grew up in Sacramento, California. In California, when I was growing up in the 80s, I was born late 70s, but 80s and early 90s was like my youth. A lot of serial killers in California at the time. You got the Zodiac, the Golden State Killer, you name it, the Night Stalker. I mean, it was like the trilogy. And my mom would be always like every night, close the windows. Well, I found out like maybe when the Golden State Killer got caught like a little bit ago, he lived like less than a mile from where my house was growing up. I probably trick-or-treated at his house. And one year I dressed like him too. And he's like, hey.
Yeah.
Like
Like that outfit. Who are you supposed to be?
I'm the Golden State Killer. He goes, so am I.
Yeah.
And that's how they got him.
Yeah. I would never wear red. I mean, I don't think they would wear red, whoever they are. Not me. Yeah.
If only
Anyways,
back
that's
then.
my crazy story.
No, that's crazy. That counts. That counts.
If only they had Nextdoor, the online community that I see whenever there's any sex offender newly in the area, somebody has to post that, and then somebody else has to say, hey, there's lots of reasons you could get on that list. You shouldn't discriminate people. They already served their time. Don't dox them. Better to safe than sorry. This is the way
Well,
This is the way.
the discussion go.
Yeah.
This is the way.
Yeah. As I wrote down during that scene, in the name of safety, ... And it's one of those like kind of unfair, like how do you speak against safety? If there's got to be some logical fallacy about that, or some philosophical thing where it's like these ace cards, these high cards, like I can't, whatever you say in the name of safety, it's how do you push back against that? We're safe enough. I don't want to be safe.
Just statistics. Those whole like, you're so afraid of terrorism after 9/11. Well, you're more likely to be struck by lightning than killed by a terrorist. That's the way, at least that I hear. So it goes.
Yeah.
However, the press will say the opposite.
Yes.
Tell that to the person killed by the terrorist. You were more likely to be killed by lightning than this.
Shoot.
Yeah. I don't mind telling them they're dead. They ain't gonna hear it, but yeah.
So is that the problem with community? Is it's a hotbed of hysteria. If you could keep people isolated, but people self-select, whether we're talking about an in-person community or you're talking about an online community, people who are concerned about the same things that they are, and so yes, you get all these hysterias about whatever, about all the daycare workers are molesting our kids, or they're Satanists, and that's why they're molesting our kids, because Satan commands it.
Oh boy. He sure does.
Yeah.
Credits.
Why is Satan so concerned about that? I don't
I
know.
don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
Doesn't he got anything better to do?
Aren't there more efficient ways of corrupting larger numbers of people?
Yeah. Aren't there other planets they could go bother?
Well, it's interesting, Mark, this whole notion of like self-selecting, and I wonder if there's anything where not only do we self-select our joys, we self-select our phobias or our insecurities, or we self-select our the things we would never admit to, perhaps, or acknowledge that we're self-selecting, if that makes sense. Or or we turn our insecurities into, well, I'm just thinking about safety. Well, I'm just thinking, we somehow manipulate them into positives. Is that a thing? Who do we need a psychologist here?
Yeah, I think we do.
Philosophy versus improv and a psychologist?
I
Is
mean, that always would
It's
be.
a 3 men and a baby. It's like,
yeah.
yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think everything, like Mark, you were talking about like way back in the day, it's like everything moves so fast these days. Like it's like literally, I feel like it's changing every day. Like every day something new is happening that is to just, or even the community's bringing in. It's like everything, the needs are changing, especially after January 20th. It's a different
Yeah,
kind of view than the last 4 years even.
sure.
It's, changed. So I don't know. It's so fast, it's hard to keep up.
That's why you need your community to keep you in the know, to
Well, that's
tell you
true.
what to dwell on.
All the
What's
younger folks that come in that I have no idea what they're seeing online. They're
Yeah.
like, did you know this happened? Big what?
Well, I know, and Nick, I was fortunate enough to be a guest teacher at one of your adult improv weekends, long weekends, and I know you get a lot of repeat business, which again speaks well of what you're running there. But it was as an outsider that first time I went, there is this thing of like, is there a language here? Is there, everybody knows the schedule but me? Not, I was never upset about it, but there is this thing of like entering a community from the outside or seeing a community from the outside, or are there things in this, are there some unwritten rules in this community that I may step in, that I may put my foot in my mouth or do something that is inappropriate? And how do those things, I guess that's just a natural human thing, right?
Yeah.
We can't stop that any more than we can stop breathing. Yeah.
Yeah, improv is specifically such a beast in that because everybody's already afraid. I mean, you are getting through so much fear just to get them in your front door.
Sure.
Oh, imagine just making a retreat for a weekend where you have to go away and spend the night with adults. Like I'm surprised it's still working, like
Yeah.
it's nuts. And every time I see someone come that's the first time, their face just goes white and they're like, what did I just sign up for? It's everybody. But then within like either that night or the next morning, they're like, wait, they're like, okay, this is fine. So it takes like baby steps. And I think, it makes adults adult. It
Sure.
makes them have to like confront things and meet people and maybe not have a name tag, maybe have to go talk to people. And like, we kind of like try to push that as like, go find out, like start exploring stuff. We'll give you little things and schedules and maybe we'll have a little group thing. But, I think it's like trying to get adults to communicate and do that. And it's even worse these days with all the technology. When we started in 2011, there was barely
Yeah.
any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Not used as it is today.
Certainly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're pointing out that I think a lot of these chosen communities have to do with an activity, a context, a goal.
Mm-hmm.
That we are the fan group for X. We are the improv group, and we're trying to connect in this way and build our skills in a certain way. Yeah. Whereas natural communities, merely living alongside people, unless there was actually, maybe this is the thing that we bemoan has been lost, that there was some notion of us owing friendly coexistence to each other, such that you would greet your neighbors, you would learn all your neighbors' names. And certainly there are some communities where that is the case, but it's probably the exception.
Yeah, I mean, we're friends with one of our neighbors, but like, you're
Yeah.
right. I mean, I was in LA for a long time, and that is just not a thing, You don't know your neighbors, and I lived by them for 10 years, or so. It is a weird
Yeah.
thing these days.
I've been doing some substitute teaching and doing some K through 12, but certainly I spent a good chunk of time in seventh and eighth grade. And something that really struck me was that, like, for most of the, for not most, but for a good chunk of these kids, this is the last time they have no choice who they are sitting in a room with. Once you start getting into high school, you can kind of pick your classes a little bit, and they will
Hmm.
do, like, well, I'm going to take the more advanced math class, or I'm going to hang back or whatnot. But and you do in high school do get forced to interact with other people, but like, and it just got me thinking. It's like my little improv community down at the theater is like, that's not real. This is real. This middle school, eighth grade class is like, this is the United States right now. This is a cross
Hmm.
section of people that's a bit more representative of what you're talking about, Mark. But I forgot what you said now. The being nice to each other. What was the? You had a great turn of phrase, Mark.
Just having the duty to coexist in friendliness with each other.
Love it. The duty to coexist in friendliness. Is that yours, Mark, or is that the ancients?
No, I just
The-
But no, I think that is an interesting thing, and the ability to have so many other communities that are niche communities or interest communities. Maybe that eats up our time and our community gas, and it's like I don't even want to know who my neighbors, my the people I have to interact with. I don't need to interact with them anymore. I can have food delivered. I can have DoorDash. I
Yeah.
only have to have my special interest community.
Yeah, you hardly have to go out of your house to buy or get anything. You don't have to go talk to people in the store. You don't have to talk to the person to ask where this thing is and then get a
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
conversation about, I love your shoes. What do you do? Like
yeah.
do all that. It's hard.
I mean, I have been in Target with my phone out to click on something to see which aisle it is in. Like rather than just ask one of the multiple easy to find red vested employees.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'll just look it up.
Well,
You
because
know.
they're hiding most of the time now.
Yeah.
You can't find anybody. They're like, please don't make eye
Yeah.
contact with customer. I'm just trying to do my job.
Yeah.
And I get it. I get it. They're like
Yeah.
not being
Yeah.
paid well. They don't care. They don't want to be there. I just leave them alone.
Yeah.
Is there an age you hit at which suddenly everything becomes more relaxed, such that you would start as an elderly person, that you would ask a question of a Target employee and then use that as an excuse to ask them about themselves? And because I feel like the people in front of me in line are doing this. I don't see myself getting to that point.
Sure. Yeah, there is definitely, I don't know if it's a learned trick or something you get with your AARP card in the mail, but it's how can I strike up a personal conversation with a service worker that old people tend to be very good at doing. Uh, if you get a card in the mail, Mark, or anything, start getting your Social
A
Security, you get some
AARP. Well,
AARP. What I say?
I
AAR,
don't.
what, or I don't know.
You
When
said
you start
AA.
collecting Social Security,
We hear you've been drinking a lot.
what?
We're just gonna send you this AA card.
Yeah. Oh,
You're like, oh, thank
AARP. I'm
God it
sorry.
finally came.
Yeah, yeah. Woo, now I can stop drinking. I'm not gonna start till the card comes.
Oh, it's
Oh,
got 10% off at Costco.
huh.
Um,
Hmm.
hmm,
Not beer. I'm not gonna spend it. I'm not gonna spend it on beer.
yeah. You can only spend it on beer. That's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah,
a trick to try to see if you're really gonna do it.
yeah. Yeah. There we go. Uh, hey, fellas. I just want to say thanks for buying all this stuff here, but this ID, uh-uh, This is clearly a fake ID, fellas.
That is not that is a real ID. That how it's like one of the real IDs, the real ones that I just got. You might think it doesn't look that way, but it's a real ID.
Glenn, is this young man trying to pass off a fake ID
Yeah, I
to
think
you
so.
here at the combination Taco Bell Subway.
Yeah, fake ID for beer, and it's like who buys 3 6 packs of different flavored beers? It's like this is clearly you got orders. You got
I
orders
think,
from your dorm, your frat brothers, clearly, right?
I mean, have you been to a party in a long time, sir? You bring multiple beers because these days kids like different types of beer.
Who likes different kinds of beer?
Kids that are 21 and over.
I do hear that anybody that is under 40 thinks of themselves as kids these days. It's sort of a
Why are you-
reaction from
Mark,
the,
don't
you know,
help. Don't help, Mark. Don't
Yeah.
help.
Kids is the new 25. Look, just give me the beer, man. You're gonna make me look real bad here.
I mean,
I'm gonna be so cool.
a little public embarrassment. Never hurt anybody. Back in my day, when a situation like this would come up and somebody would be trying to ask somebody to buy, you would ask an older person like me to buy for you instead of passing off. So maybe you should
Yeah.
get community involved, and I'd be happy to. I'm not going to volunteer. You have to ask. You got to extend me the courtesy. But it seems like that might be a better strategy for getting you and your friends beer than just going straight to Glenn here.
Man, I should have thought about that. Would you, I don't know, buy me some beer for my party?
You're
No,
doing this
that
right
would
in front of
be
me? You're
that
doing
would
this right
be
in front of me?
inadvisable. That would be inadvisable.
Oh.
Have you heard this, Glenn? Have you heard this fellow? He's trying to get people to buy beer for him. See, I'm trying to teach him a lesson.
Oh,
Okay.
you're ratting me out.
You kind of told him what to do right in front of him, right in front of me. I don't know. What's the lesson? Tell me what the lesson is, and then we'll work backwards.
Don't be so gullible.
Don't be okay.
Yeah, and I think the lesson here is just have fun and give me the beer to take to the party.
Look,
It's
It's a convincing argument.
I
the
mean,
world is so crazy right now, man. We just want to have a party.
okay, what's your name?
Michael Riggins,
What's your address?
5242 Neck Court, Arvada.
Arvada.
Mm-hmm.
Arvada. It literally says Arvada. You know what? I'm feeling generous. Let's do it. Let's do it. The state of Arvada clearly printed this license, and fine, we'll ring them up. Is that what you would have done back in 1920?
I mean, I feel like it's only would be nice for him to invite you and probably me as bystander to come to the party if he's going to do this.
You guys are invited. You just got to bring some more beer.
I mean, maybe it would be better under my supervision, just to do it right here at the combination Taco Bell Subway. Bring your friends here, and then we can all drink locally.
Oh, you let us maybe not rent out the place, but have it?
Well, I
I
mean,
mean-
we're right on the interstate. We got people coming in and stopping in here all the time for gas and snacks and things. But I mean, is this where you want to party? Really? I mean, are we just placating right now? Or, I mean, let's just.
Maybe it's a business partnership, Maybe you see a bunch of, kids drinking in your store and it's going to give you like, oh, look at that party atmosphere and people are going to want to come. Or they can go to the Shell across the street and get a sandwich in the,
Fair enough. I'll just ring this up.
Or you can just gather them all here so that you can get the cops all on them all at once.
Was this a sting? Was this an elaborate attempt at a
I mean,
sting operation?
it's up to you. This is your establishment. You can decide whether this is a party or a sting or both. I think maybe making the party last a good amount of time, and then when you're ready for it to stop, then the sting comes into effect.
if you could just give me like 5 minutes of notice before you change it to a sting, that would be great.
I'm just going to ring you up. We got 3 different 6 packs. a
Okay.
handle of Jose Cuervo,
Yeah.
and a handle of Bacardi. This is a classic frat house order. Let me just say right now,
Yeah.
this is hilariously frat housey, but I'll ring it up.
Yeah. We like to party. Give me that Bacardi. Come on.
All right, 120, 124.85.
Whoa, inflation.
You got two handles, bro.
Is there like a student discount? Here's a student ID card. Here you go.
I think a student tax. I think an additional bribe to the man for risking his establishment to provide underage people with liquor. That would be the proper way.
What was the drinking age in 1928, Mark? What was it? What was the drinking age then?
I mean, I don't really recognize age as a thing exactly, and I never did at the time. So I've been drinking since as early as I can remember. I think I was breastfed with wine.
Mm,
Okay,
sounds like a fun time.
I'm not
I
going to
wish
push
I was
back.
partying in the
Push back
20s,
on-
man. Wine off of, oh my gosh, that'd have been
All right,
amazing.
keep it. Let's. Yeah, that's gross. All right. Okay.
It's like an opposite Jesus, It's like a f-
I like my wine actually best out of a skin that's shaped like a breast.
Okay, you know what?
It-
There are
it really-
ladies. There
it
are
brings me
ladies and
back.
children present. All right, and we do have a 5% student discount for people over at State.
okay.
So
Thank you. So
usually
what's that
just
come to?
124.85 minus 5%. 5% is going to
Okay.
be about $6. It's going to be
Oh,
uh,
I have a coupon from Taco Bell and Subway. It's a double coupon.
that's only
There you
good for
go.
Taco Bell and Subway.
Oh, okay. I'll just get some of that. I'll get a 6-pack of tacos.
Okay, you can order it at the
Okay, I'll order it up there.
combination
I
window.
thought you could hook me up. I didn't know.
There's already quite a bit of hooking up. 120. What would that be? No, 117.
Okay,
17.
here you go. Out of 100. That's all they gave me. That's all I got.
You're gonna have to lose one of those 6 packs. Probably not the
Ooh.
one that the girls asked for. All right, I'm gonna say that right now. Keep that one.
Okay,
That
let's
summer
get rid
shandy.
of the Bartles and yeah, that's summer shandy. Yeah, okay. Let's get rid of half of that.
Okay.
There's not a lot of girls coming to this party yet.
Well, you got to take some ownership of that, and I think that's just something sometimes you got to admit. This is just going to be dudes drinking, and I think
It's
that's
just a breakdown
fair
of
enough.
community. In my day, the women
Mm.
would be brought out to have use their the wine breasts would be involved
All right,
in all
no,
partying.
no, we're done, Mark. That's just not how things are done anymore. I'm not even sure that that's how they were done then. I'll be perfectly frank. 98.05, $1.95 is your change.
You mostly have to drink red wine there because the white wine's very hard on a breast. It's
Okay, fellas, I try to run a family establishment. I realize it's a truck stop.
I'm a frat guy.
Yeah, you're
That
being
is-
true to your character. I guess.
That is a community. I admire your sense of fraternity.
Yes.
Yes.
Who are the people in your neighborhood? The frat guy.
Oh, I mean, it's frat row. It's like it's 90% bro and 10% I don't know. And I don't care.
All right. Well,
Well, maybe in the future you should focus on those forgotten, those unseen people like myself that might just be sitting in the alley next to the frat house, and invite them in and include them and make the community truly inclusive.
Mm. Well, if you could pick up a case of shandy that I
Carry
just
it to the
gave back,
car.
maybe you could carry it to the car. You're in an alley, you have that shandy in your hand. Guess who's in the party, pal?
All right, I'm always willing to share what's in my brown paper bag.
you should do it.
passersby.
You should do it, and I want to hear the stories from both of you.
Hmm.
Sounds good.
That's
Be the
that's what
mascot.
I get. That's what I get stories of the old man at the frat party. That's all I want to hear.
Yeah.
I
We're
look
looking
forward
for
to
a
meeting
mascot.
your bros and your
Mm.
I don't knows.
And I will
Yes.
honor that combination Taco Bell Subway coupon for beer if you come back with stories after taking this guy to the party. Let me just say that right now.
That's good to know. I'm going to make your place the place I go.
Awesome. And let's fix that Arvada.
All right.
Oh,
That's
yeah. Let's
All
fix
right. I
that.
call shotgun.
We did it.
Okay.
Very fun. Very fun.
So Bill, you forgot. You forgot. I was lapsing us into.
I know,
Our
I
ongoing
know.
campaign setting that you had called me Bert. So I'm not Mark. That is my
Bert.
my character that you created.
Well, I
Character.
forgot. That was a while ago. That was weeks ago. Bert, that was weeks ago.
Well, we will return many times probably to Bert and Glenn in the combination Taco Bell, Subway, Convenient Mart,
Gas station.
liquor store
At the side of the
gas
interstate.
side of the interstate.
Oh, we've all been there.
Yeah.
I do even have a theme song for it. It's called Empty Street, but I'm not going to sing. You'll have to wait till next time.
Okay, this is a long-term project that we're working on to try to
Yes.
have a fantasy locale where things can take place in.
I want a crunch wrap on honey wheat, please.
But I like the idea because one of the challenges that this campaign setting is it's people just coming through all the time. You don't usually talk to people. You don't start a conversation. But in this conversation that we've had, we've now established that this is a desirable social goal that at least my character would be interested in just in engaging random people
Yeah.
about their business.
And then everybody in town, all the college kids know they got to drive, they got to go one stop down on the interstate in order to get fool the locals to sell them beer.
And that's world building. We know now that
We're
there is
world
a
building.
college.
We're-
It's
we're-
not
we're near a
just
college
strip
town.
mallage, strip malls, strip mall, strip mall, strip mall, strip mall forever.
Mhm.
What do you think, Nick? What kind of college is this? Was this just some diploma
Oh,
mill?
Arts
This
college.
is like, they just apply and pay. Like, it's just like they don't,
Yeah,
I don't know if this one exists. It's like the one college where it's like, just give us whatever you have and
You're in. In
you're
fact,
in.
attach a check to your application. You'll be good. I'm certain. You have a team of transcripts. You're good.
Yeah.
That's our motto. You're in.
You're
You're
in.
in.
Yeah.
Take it in both senses.
Yeah. It's
Gross,
so everybody
gross.
can go like, I got in somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, there's always, state tech. Yeah.
State
Also,
Tech,
they're
that is
like-
the name of the school. It does
Yeah.
not identify any location because we've established that Empty
Yeah.
Street is not in any state in particular. It is like Springfield in The Simpsons. That is
Yes.
Yes, exactly. You can go to anywhere. You can be anywhere and you can
Yeah.
go to state. You can
Yeah, you go to state tech. It's west of Appalachia, but east of the Rockies.
yes.
Anywhere in between that vast
Anywhere
expanse.
between there. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of true. When you go in those places, it's like I could be anywhere.
hmm
I don't see
A lot
palm
of it's
trees.
outdoors.
Yeah. I don't see palm trees or mountains. There's a
Nope.
lot of places I could be right now.
But yet each community is
Mhm.
numerically distinct.
Oh,
Unique.
I know. I mean, each of those ridiculous combination, strip or your, roadside things. There's all the politics going on, and who they hate and who they make fun of, and who's the coolest guy there. It's like
so
there's
much,
probably
so much rich world building ahead of us. We hope
I have
your
never-
character did it have a name? Did your character have a name? Frat boy?
I think I was just frat boy.
Well, we hope Frat Boy will return to Empty Street at some time in the future.
Oh yeah, we'll check back into him when he gets his diploma or his degree. No, they won't even call it a degree. Like it's just a diploma
Yeah. What's
that
it
they
for?
print out.
Yeah.
That
Well,
would
let's
be-
take- Let's
It'd
take a
be
look
good-
and see
it's
what it
blank.
says.
what
Let's
is
see here. Apparently, you're.
It just says
Didn't
fill
know.
in blank, and you can
Well, but
call
yeah.
it whatever college you want. Like just like write it
Yeah.
in.
But
Harvard.
this is a promising new potential feature for the podcast because normally we have one guest or two guests and we take them for an hour. But if we say we're going to have special drop-in guest stars just in the second scene, then you can come on
Yes.
and we're going to say, hey, can you be here at 4:47 and to drop into the scene, the Zoom call and the scene, have your little thing and then go away.
And then
yeah.
go away.
Yeah,
And then
just
go
like
away.
just leave.
Just leave. You're done. You're clocking
Yeah.
out. Thank you.
Yep.
Little button in the corner says leave.
Or maybe establish a relationship with the new character, the new guest, and then this becomes an ongoing thing. We got to have a,
Yeah.
I don't
He
know.
always
This seems
just jumps
unworkable,
in.
but
Yeah.
Like every like halfway they should. Hey guys, I'm
Yeah.
back. I need
see
some
a
beer.
character voice. There we go. You did sound very old for a college student. I'll say that.
Yeah.
You sounded very
He's
confident.
trying to-
He's had a hard life.
He's trying to, put his thumb on the scale a little bit. He knows he's got a fake ID, so he's got
Yeah.
to put
he's
his
like
thumb on the
Batman.
scale a little bit. Yeah.
Where's the alcohol?
Awesome party.
Yeah, they're like, you're just being Batman.
I mean, I guess
talking about the. Go ahead, Mark. No, I was
Just
gonna say,
as-
just talking about the stove. Ha ha ha. Those combination truck stop. Talking about the people and the community that is. I mean, the turnover has to be such that there's probably someone new every week. And
I gotta think that.
do the Pizza Hut people, are they mad at the Burger King people, or do they have to do they swap shifts?
did
and
I
how do they feel
misremember?
about the
Was this a Pizza Hut?
No, it was Taco Bell, Subway.
Okay.
But I'm just thinking in general, in the grand scheme of these places. And do they know the convenience store people? Do the convenience store people kind of pull rank a little bit? Are they like, we were always a convenience store, and then
we
we
have
added
access to the beer. You don't.
yeah.
The Taco Bell people do not, unless they're doing the special vodka taco for the week. Is there,
I always think, where do these folks drive from? 'Cause,
Yeah.
like in California and like Colorado, when you go to these, there is like nothing for miles or houses for miles.
Yeah.
And then you see all these folks working there, and you're like, they've driven an hour or more to come do this.
Yes. And the parking lot should be full of their cars, but it's not.
You never see them.
You never see their cars.
You
It's like
never see
baby
their
pigeons.
cars.
You ever see a baby pigeon or a baby squirrel? No,
No, never.
they're robots. Or that is an amazing carpool. There's some great carpool conversations going on.
Yes, that's a community in itself. The carpool.
Yeah. The
community.
carpool. Oh,
all right. Well, maybe
Carpool.
there will be lost style mysteries surrounding the locale of Empty Street of what's really going on. Is everybody a human? Is somebody there could be a sharp left turn at any point.
yeah.
Twin Peaks. You don't know what kind of.
Yes.
Oh,
You don't know what
you're
the
always
limits are.
walking into Twin Peaks. You're always walking into Twin Peaks when you're going. I did these commercials for Sheets a long time ago. Have you ever heard of Sheets? They're like these gas stations in the East that are like the Walmart of
Oh, no.
gas stations.
Okay. Yeah.
My
yeah.
God, they're just like huge.
Like a Bucky's
huge.
or yeah.
Yeah, like any of those places.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was overwhelming. And they sell like a gallon-sized soda cup. I
A
just
refill.
remember like it's for truck drivers. They just
Yeah,
this
yeah.
gallon, it's like a gallon of just soda
Yeah. Yeah.
or cheer wine or something, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like-
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's got the barcode on it so they can scan it for the refill price. And yeah.
Mhm. It's like a quarter
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
for like a gallon of Coke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, to wrap up here, do we have any thoughts about the improv techniques? Anything we want to educational? We think we got out of doing these scenes and having this discussion.
I think community is important, and this whole idea of how am I going to feel on stage if I know I'm part of a supportive community versus how am I going to feel on stage if I'm feeling daggers in my back or how does the community then affect the work? And I'm sure, Nick, you've probably seen from the outside and felt it yourself. Certainly being at that improv camp and the shows and things there, you couldn't have a warmer house, and everybody is in a weird sort of way. Their play is elevated. I feel just by everybody being so supportive and whatnot, and it shows up. I don't know. You got anything to say to that?
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Like, I think the great thing about what camp has done over the years, and this just has organically, type happened, is people go back to their communities, they don't take shit. Like, you know what I mean? They just
Yeah,
go
yeah,
like, hey, like, I'm not going to put up with this. I know there's nice places out there. There's like, and you're doing this completely wrong and treating people wrong. And then
yeah, yeah,
they
yeah.
maybe choose another community, or they try to fix and help their community get better, because sometimes it's not the leader's fault. They just don't know how to lead.
Sure.
There were an improviser that now is an owner of a theater, you know? So you never know.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen what it can be. So my home community can be different.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think just at the end of the day, and this is a philosophy that I keep, is like, you run your business as if you would run improv. Like, you have to have the same tenets involved, or else why are you doing it?
Yeah.
Why would you go against it? Like,
Sure, sure.
it's all
Yeah,
there
yeah.
for you, you know?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know in running my podcasting business, I look for an audience suggestion, and then I just come up with a business plan that day based on the suggestion.
Mhm.
That's not true,
And
Mark. That's
and
not true. That's not. You're a very well-read philosopher, Mark, with a long-toothed podcast history. You have told me of the weeks and weeks and weeks on one text you have spent. Who is it these days, Mark? Who are we deep diving into on the other podcasts?
well, we just spent a long time on Karl Marx, and
Okay.
then now we're going on various early 20th, late 19th century descriptive psychologists slash phenomenologists
Of
empathy,
course.
about empathy and sympathy and the foundations of
Oh,
ethics.
okay. Okay.
Three different authors on that.
Okay.
In a lot.
I wish we had the right people reading all that stuff.
That's
You
the
already know,
hope.
Mark. I'm sure.
That's-
I've just met you, but I'm pretty sure you're a decent person based on.
That's the whole. I feel like what you're saying about camp. This is a good,
Yeah.
a good model for cults. Cults, they just want to keep their members. They want to cut them off from their family. No, you should send them back out. Send them back out to their home communities.
That's right.
To demand that they be more like the cult.
Mhm,
The good parts of the
exactly.
cult.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
good.
you got to question whether your cult is actually that good. If its practices couldn't stand up, when presented to normal people in the normal world,
Mhm.
you got to just question that. Think about that, cult members who are listening to this.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really the point: is to break people free from
Deprogram
cults.
the audience. We did it.
Yep. we did it. Thanks so much, Nick, for hanging out with us for an hour.
Oh
Thanks,
yeah,
guys.
yeah. And lovely seeing you again, man. Lovely to see you.
Yeah. I'll be out in Chicago soon.
Hey,
Thursday,
yeah.
I'll hit you up.
Oh, Thursday?
Hmm.
Like this Thursday?
Yeah.
Best friendships for
I'm out of town this Thursday.
All right. Well, I'm there till
Aw.
March 5th, so I'll hit
Friendships
you
are
up.
destroyed.
Oh, okay. Oh,
on
yeah. We'll definitely run into.
Thursday.
Yeah.
We'll figure something out.
And I'm
I
sure
know
you
this
have.
is great for the podcast, our plans. But,
I'm certain you know other people in Chicago as well. So I.
yeah. Yes. So,
All right,
all
bye,
right, friends.
the world.
Bye
Bye,
Take
guys.
care,
Thank
everybody.
you so
Bye-bye.
much.
Indeed.
I should sell my soul. Bankrupt. Bankrupt. Bankrupt.